Hello, everyone. I'm Gord. I'm the designer of board games like Santorini and puzzles like you'll find on this series. Today, we're going to see a Venn puzzle with dice being rolled and placed in the Venn diagram. If you know anything about Mathpickle, you know how passionately I want Venn diagrams to be more a part of the enriched curriculum that I dream of. And that's because Venn diagrams are beautiful. They will attract another 10% of kids into math class just because of they're beautiful. And the other reason is because there's such a great template to create puzzles. And you're going to see some of that right now. So here's our first Venn diagram puzzle. You'll notice right away that this is not your typical 3-circle Venn diagram with 3 questions. This is a 5-question Venn diagram, and the circles look a little bit sick. So I want you to find the perfect set of dice. You're going to roll them and you're going to put them in the middle. So what might those dice be? You know that it has to be inside the red region. The sum of the dice, therefore, must be equal to 12. You know that that central region also must be inside the purple. Okay, you can see the purple region, and that means that the product of the dice must be 36. The blue region means that the dice, one dice must be double another dice. The green region, 3 or less dice are rolled. The yellow region, all of the dice are different. So you're asking these 5 different questions and you're saying yes to all of them. Okay, so you've got 10 seconds to figure out what dice you're rolling and what numbers you get so that it fills the middle. Of course, this is a trick question. There is no answer. Here are all of the regions that I managed to fill with something. So these ones I failed on all of them. You should be giving impossible problems to your kids all the time. This is good pedagogy. Try to keep your face neutral. Kids are often carried away by social cues. Are you sure? Like asking questions like that. So I purposely try to subvert the social cues. I'll say, are you sure? Whenever actually they're right. So there's cute things that you can do like that. Okay, so this is a typical question that I want to give to a class. I'd like the kids to come up with their own rather than rely on these questions. So here is a template. The red question, the sum of the dice is blank, and the kids get to fill in what blank is. The product of the dice is blank. The green one is something about the number of the dice used. So this is a template that can create a rich experience. Now you want to be somewhat careful, otherwise you're going to end up with very few of them being occupied. Like if they say the sum of the dice is 100 and the product of the dice is 1. Well, that's going to be difficult. So you need to exercise some degree of control over the class to come up with something reasonable. That's cool. One thing for those kids who are colorblind, I am going to attach these puzzle sheets to the bottom of this YouTube video. The colorblind ones, here it is. So these ones you can read even if you decide to photocopy this in black and white. All of the puzzle sheets will be, of course, with a white background. Now, for the real puzzle of today, are you ready? Hold on to your horses because it is brutal looking. This is a 7-question Venn diagram. Thankfully, the questions themselves look somewhat easy to deal with. So some of the dice add to 7. That is the pink question. How could we fill, imagine that we want to fill that region and only that region. So we want to answer no to all of the other questions. Could we fill that with a 3 and a 4 like this? Well, it looks good because 3 and 4 don't add to anything else. Oh, except the red region, all of the dice must be different. Nope, the dice are certainly, the dice are all different. So that would mean that 3 and 4, that should be inside the red region as well, not just the pink region. So nope, we have not been successful. That 3 and 4 do not belong in that region. Any ideas? Well, here here's an example of 3 dice that would belong in that region. I'm going to remove the 4. And I'm going to add a 3 and a 1. Okay, so they do sum to 7. They don't sum to anything else. And are all of the dice different? Sure. We can say that all of the dice are not different. Therefore, it belongs in there. It does not belong in the red region. Next, let's look at purple. And purple is kind of easy, 4 and 4. And let's look at blue. So I'm going to give you guys 10 seconds to figure out blue, what dice might work in blue. I think there's only one answer here, and I think that is 3, 3, and 3. You certainly can't put in a 4 and a 5, right? Because then all of the dice are different, and then that would need to be in the red region as well. So let's just be happy that we have a solution, these 3s. The green, sum of the dice is equal to 10. That's pretty easy. We can just put in 2 5s. The sum of the dice is equal to 11. So again, take 10 seconds, figure out which dice could I put in there to make 11. Again, this is a trick question. There is no solution to this here, so we're just going to populate it with a little X. Next, the 12. Well, the 12 is easy, 6 and 6. And all of the dice are different, but none of them add to 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, or 12. And that's easy. We could do 1 and 2 or 1, 2, and 3. We could even do no dice at all. So there we go. Next, let's just roll some dice and figure out where they might go. So here I'm going to roll and I get a 3, 4, and a 6. So maybe you want to go through step by step. Maybe you want to go through with me. So for the pink, let's think. Is this going to be a check mark or not? Sure, for the pink, 3 plus 4 is equal to 7. So I can check mark that pink region. It has to be inside that pink region. Purple region, sum of the dice add to 8. No, so I can ignore that. The blue region, sum of the dice add to 9. Sure, 6 plus 3. So that works. Some of the dice add to 10. 6 plus 4. Sure. Some of the dice add to 11. Nope. Some of the dice add to 12. And nope. So I can ignore that. And all of the dice are different. And yes, they are. So I can check mark that. So we have to be inside pink, blue, green, and red. Not easy. Like this is a puzzle in and of itself. Oh my goodness. How are we going to fit something into, how are we going to find the combination of pink, blue, green, and red? Well, actually, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to find the combination that is not in purple, not in yellow, and not in orange. Let's see if I can do that. Let's rate this puzzle. So is it beautiful? Oh, of course, it's one of the most beautiful experiences of mathematics, playing with Venn diagrams. Is it curricular? You could definitely make it curricular. So the puzzle that I first showed, it introduced multiplication. So that's good for grade 4s, grade 3s. The puzzle that I just showed with only addition, I think the puzzle itself is too difficult for grade 2s, so maybe that one's not curricular. But overall, yes, you can make these curricular. Made by students, absolutely. You can make them by students. You can come up with your own designs. Is it easy to extend? I'm going to say no. It's not super easy to extend. Being easy to extend means that in just one sentence, you can send off kids in their own direction. This is quite, I guess you could have a whole puzzle sheet, and you could, with a whole different Venn diagram, and you could say, okay, you guys work on this Venn diagram. But I'm not going to give this full marks. I'm going to just say it's hard to extend. And lastly, creative problem solving. Yeah, absolutely. Not easy to solve these.